We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello students, I am Dr. Vidhi Khanduja working with SAL Education. In this lecture, we will be discussing about a crucial concept in C, that is pointers. First, we will begin with understanding the concept of pointers. What are pointers? Then, we will see the C program to declare and initialize pointers, followed by the concept of void pointers. And finally, we will learn the advantages and disadvantages of pointers. So let's start. Now, whenever we declare a variable, system allocates memory to that variable depending on its data type. Now tell me, why a variable needs memory? It's simple, to hold the value of that variable. Say, for example, I have written a C statement, int a equal to 5. Here, a is declared of type integer and assigned a value 5. To store this value 5, we need memory. Right? Now, look at the block diagram. The blue cell denotes the memory locations. Right? With respect to every memory cell, we have a particular address. The red boundary rectangular box, right? It denotes these addresses. Right? Now, A is assigned the memory at the address, let us say 2000. Right? So, at this particular address, the value 5 will be stored. Clear? So, with respect to any variable, we have a variable name, that is, in this case, A, its value, that is 5, and address, that is 2000. Clear? So, a variable is assigned any address, right? So, whenever you are running a program, even if you run a same program many times, right? So, every time the particular variable will be assigned a different memory location. Clear? We know that a variable is assigned memory at runtime, right? So how to find out the address of a particular variable? We have an operator in C, that is ampersand, address of, right? So whenever you find out ampersand, you read it as address of. You have already used this operator while using a scanf function, right? Now, this address of operator will tell you about the address where that particular variable is located in memory. For example, if we have written int a equal to 5, right? So, while declaring integer, right? So, a memory will be allocated to a, and a value 5 is assigned to that. as we have seen previous slide. So let us say the 2000 is a memory location where A is stored. Look at the diagram now. So we have a variable and in the memory the value 5 is stored at location 2000. Right? Now if I write ampersand A and try to display it, right? So what will I get? I will get 2000. Clear? Remember, these addresses cannot be stored in normal variable. We need a special type of variable called pointers to store the addresses. So if we are writing like P is equal to ampersand A, right? That means P should be pointer, right? How to declare a pointer? We will see in next slides, right? For now, you must understand one thing, that since P is a pointer variable, so it will be allocated some memory space, right? Now let's look at the diagram. Let us say the P is given the memory at address 9000, right? And the value it is going to store is the address of A, that is 2. Clear? So P is pointing to A. That's why P is called pointer. So with respect to pointer, we have learned what is a pointer variable, right? In this case, we have seen P, which stores the address of a variable, right? And the pointer value. What is the pointer value here? It is the address, that is 2000. Clear? Now, another important variable is asterisk mark. Look at the second line. How you are going to read this operator? This is value at address of, right? So if I am writing asterisk P, right? That means value at address of what? P. What P is having? 2000. So value at 2000. What value is stored at the memory address 2000? That is 5. Right? So the answer will be 5. Asterisk P will give me the value of A. Right? This is the power of pointer. So through P, I am using the variable A. Clear? So, what are pointers? Pointers are derived data type in C that contain memory address as their value. Like any other variable, we must declare a pointer before using it. So how to declare a pointer? The syntax is type and then asterisk mark and then the variable name, the name of a pointer, right? For example, int asterisk p, right? So the type here is a data type of the variable whose address is stored in pointer. Actually, what pointer stores is a long hexadecimal number that represents a memory address, right? And asterisk here tells the compiler that this variable name is a pointer. Clear? Let us understand a simple C program showing how to declare the pointers, right? So within the main, we have declared a variable A as integer, B as float, right? And then we have declared a pointer of type integer, right? In line 5, we are assigning a value 5 to A, right? Then look at the line number 6. P is equal to ampersand A. That means pointer is initialized now here and is given a value of address of A. Now P is pointing to A. Clear? Now, what will be the output of line number 7? It is displaying the address of variable. Ampersand A simply will tell me the address, the memory address where the A is stored. Right? Now look at the left side, the block diagram. Let us say A is assigned some memory and the address is BFFD8B3C. It's a hexadecimal number, right? Normally the memory addresses are very large. So we represent them using hexadecimal notation. Clear? So what will be displayed if I am writing ampersand A? Then the output will be the address, right? You can see at the orange box in the slide, right? Now, the next line, line number 8, we are displaying P, the value of pointer. What is that? P is having a value that is the address of A, right? So again, the same hexadecimal number BFFD 8B3C will be displayed. Clear? Now, line number 9, the value of asterisk P. Asterisk, how you read that? Value at address, right? So value at address what? P. P is holding BFFD8B3C. The value at this particular address is 5. So asterisk P will display the value 5. Clear? This is very important. You should know what does ampersand stands for, what does asterisk stands for, right? And what if I'm simply displaying the value of P, what output I'm going to get, right? Now, what if I am assigning the value P is equal to ampersand B at line number 6. Instead of writing P equal to ampersand A, I am writing P is equal to ampersand B. Here, the compiler will show an error. Why? Because while declaring the pointer at line 4, the data type we have written is integer. Int asterisk P at line 4. That means this P can hold the address where some integer is stored, right? And then we are trying to initialize it with some float value. B is of data type float. So it will show an error, right? Now, what if I am writing asterisk P equal to 0 or null, right? These are valid C statements and such pointers are known as null pointer. If at the beginning the pointer is assigned null value, we normally call such pointers as null pointers. Later on, we can initialize the pointer with some address, some any other valid address according to the implementation. Right? Let us see another C example to understand the concepts of pointer. Right? Within the main, I have declared two variables A and B, both of type integer. Right? Now at line 4, we have declared a pointer which will store the address where the integers are stored. So data type of pointer we have written as integer, right? A is assigned a value 5, simple. Now at line number 6, we are saying the P should point to a variable A, right? So P is assigned as ampersand A, address of A. Clear? Now, line number 7, B is equal to asterisk, that is value at address P. So what will be the output of this statement? Line number 7, the value at address of what address P is having of A, that is 4000, right? So The value at 4000 is 5. That means B is assigned a value 5. Clear? This is very important statement. Now, line number 8, you are displaying a value of A. So, what will be displayed? 5, right? You can see the orange box which shows the output, right? And below you can see the diagram, the blue boxes denotes the memory cells, right? So, let us say A is stored at the address 4000, right? And the value of A is 5. P, the pointer which is pointing to A, that means P will store the address of A, that is 4000. And let us assume it is located at the address 5000. Right? Later on, the B is assigned a value 5. Right? So B is having a value 5 and it is located at address, let us say 4008. Clear? So the output of line number 9 will be, we are displaying A first, that is 5, and then ampersand, address of A. Address of A is 4000. So what will be displayed? 5 is stored at address 4000. Clear? Now, line number 10, what we are displaying? Value at address. Value at address 4000. What is the value? 5. So 5 is stored at 4000. Clear? Now 11, line number 11. Value at address P. P में क्या है? P is having 4000. So value at 4000 is again 5. Right? So asterisk P will give me 5. 5 is stored at address. What address? 4000. Right? Now 12th is P. Simply displaying P will give me the address, that is 4000. Right? And address of P. Address of P is 5000. Clear? The last line, you are displaying the value of B and address of P. Clear? So all these notations should be clear to you. In the first example, I told you that compiler will show an error if we will assign a value of B to pointer P. Why? Because B was declared as float, while pointer, the data type of pointer, we have declared as integer. Right? To avoid such errors, we may declare void pointers. Now, what are void pointer? It is a pointer which has no specific data type. The keyword void is preceded the pointer variable. Right? They are also known as generic or general purpose pointer. Now your malloc and calloc functions, they always return a void pointer. Right? So how to declare a pointer as a void? Instead of data type, you are writing a keyword void. So void asterisk and the variable name. Clear? Let's see a C program. So within a main, we have declared the two variables, A of type integer and B of type float. And then I have declared a void pointer ptr. Clear? Now ptr is assigned a value address of A. Right? Since the data type of pointer is void, so I can initialize the pointer with any data type, with the address who is having the value of any data type. Right? So first we have written ptr is equal to ampersand A. This is a valid statement. Now the most important point, how to display it. Since the data type is void. So we have to typecast it, right? So when we are writing printf, just look at the last line in the printf, the last word, we are writing within the bracket in and then asterisk. This is the typecast. So we are converting this pointer into the data type integer pointer and then displaying its value as integer, right? So 5 will be displayed. Now next we are assigning the pointer as %b, the address of b. And then we are displaying it using printf function, right? So b is of type float, a is of type integer, and both can be the address of both data type can be stored in pointer, one after the another, right? Now the pointer will point to b, right? And then if we want to display the value of b using a pointer, then again I have to typecast it to type data type float, right? This is very important. Void pointers, how you are displaying their value. If you want to display their value, the value they are pointing to, right? We have to typecast them into that particular value. Clear? This is void pointers. So in this slide, I have enlisted some advantages and disadvantages of pointers. To state few, like pointers, they reduce the program execution time. They also reduces the length and complexity of a program, right? So they can be used to return multiple values from function. They support dynamic memory allocation, like malloc and calloc can be easily used, right? And on the contrary side, when we are using a pointer, we have to be very much careful while assigning them a value, right? They might lead to memory corruption or segmentation fault, right? And finally, these are the most commonly asked questions with respect to pointers, right? That are normally asked in GTU exams. So in this presentation, I have answered all these questions. So I request all the students to go through this slide carefully, to read each and every slide, and you will get the answers of all these questions. Wishing you all a very happy learning. Thank you.